Actually, I just want to take care of like the logistical things first. Everyone should have like a whiteboard and an eraser and also a marker. If you could actually take all of those things and then place them underneath your desk. Again, we have a whiteboard, eraser, and then one marker, and you can just place that underneath the book rack. If you're missing one of those things, you want to very quietly raise your hand and let me know. Very well, and I see a lot of people doing this already, and I really do appreciate it. Does everybody have like the Do Now packet? Everybody has like the Do Now packet. Could you raise your hand if you're missing it? Okay. And if everyone, like I know a lot of people are already kind of completing the Do Now, but if you guys could like place your pencils down for now, just kind of give me your attention. I'd like to sort of give some rationale for like why you're doing what you're doing, and then we will proceed, okay? So if you don't know me already, my name is Mr. Brown. I teach AP English and also a dual enrollment class for 11th graders, and I'm looking to work with middle schoolers in the near future, okay? And so this is like me trying to get some exposure and just some like practical experience with working with middle schoolers, okay? So that being said, everything that you do today like does matter because like learning matters. And also in practical terms, I'm going to grade all this work. It'll be given to Ms. Garcia and it will be taken as a grade. So like, although this is like a little bit different than your traditional class, I want you to like take it seriously and understand that this is actually impacting my grade in Ms. Garcia's class. So I'm going to grade it all, give it to her, and all she does is just kind of plug that in, okay? But other than that, like I hope that you like enjoy your learning experience today though. So a lot of people are already doing it, but if you guys could just now proceed to the Do Now, please take the first 5 minutes. Just answer the question to the best of your ability. Good, this table is like almost immediately to work, and at this point I do have 100% of people completing the Do Now.
What time is it right now?
Do you have the time right now?
It's 25 right now.
That's it.
It looks like most people at this point have at least 2 sentences. Good. Some people have an entire paragraph already. Good, everybody's thinking. Again, the purpose of this is just to kind of like activate your prior knowledge, and so if you give me your best here, you will get more out of this like learning experience today. I see that everybody really is putting their best foot forward. And if you find yourself done early, maybe give the little riddle at the bottom a shot, just for the fun of it. All right, guys, if you haven't done so already, could you take the last 30 seconds just to answer the question in the upper right corner? Like, what is your favorite song right now? Well, that makes it slightly more interesting as I'm grading these things, you know, like what type of music are you into? Plus, I only have 4 songs on my iPod, and so, like, see what you guys listen to, and, like, I can download new stuff, you know? All right, guys, no matter where you are in the process, if you can place your pencils down and place your eyes on me. I have almost everyone, have every pencil down. There's some people still not, I don't have their eyes yet. Thank you. So first of all, that was an impeccable do now process. As in like everybody came in, they were quiet. So anytime that happens, I feel respected as a teacher, and I really do think that this maximizes your learning experience. So like this is a lot about the culture that Ms. Garcia has like instilled in this classroom. Could you all give each other like a round of applause? I really do appreciate your attention. So I hope that like continues throughout like middle school and also your high school career. But this is what we have came to learn today, okay? So by the end of class, my hope is that you will be able to write a rhetorical analysis paragraph. And I want you guys to read this with me. Can everybody say it with me? By the end of class, I will be able to write a rhetorical analysis paragraph. Okay, so if I were told that, this is exactly what I would be thinking. Like, nobody, sir, why is this important? Like, what is even like a rhetorical analysis? And my hope is that I can clarify that for you guys today. So you guys have a packet. Could you flip on over to the second page here? Everybody flip over to the second page of the packet. This starts the actual guided notes for today. So I want you to be able, by the end of class today, to write a rhetorical analysis. And as I'm clicking through this PowerPoint, you will notice that some things are both bold and underlined. That is the portion where you will fill in the blank. A lot of you guys are like naturally doing it, but if you notice, like just like this one is bolded and underlined, that's where you will fill in the blank. So my first piece here is like this. Anytime you guys are ever doing anything, I find that it is vital or integral that you understand why we are doing it. So I just said to you guys, like I want you to learn about how to write a rhetorical analysis paragraph, and I want you guys to know why this is important. So my first thing is this, like the big kids down the hall is like the 11th graders and 12th graders that I teach. This is the stuff that they're engaged in. I'm going to graduate school this summer, and they're not asking me to write summaries or 5-paragraph essays. They're asking me to more critically, like, analyze things, right? And so it's important that you guys get exposure to that. And also, according to New York Times, about 50% of the jobs that current middle schoolers will have, like 50% of jobs that you guys will have, this generation, don't even exist yet. So what that means to me is that you guys need to learn to think, like, critically. It's not about necessarily knowing Shakespeare as much as Shakespeare is just an excuse to get you guys to think critically about something, okay? And then the next thing is this. If you can learn to like think critically, if you can learn to like conduct a good rhetorical analysis, it'll stop you from like being cheated on different things. As in like you won't watch a Jaguar commercial and say like, hey, I want a Jaguar. And then now you watch McDonald's and like, hey, I want McDonald's, you know? It teaches you, like rhetorical analysis teaches you to figure out how are people getting you to believe what they want you to believe. And so those are my like 3 reasons. Again, 1, this is what the high schoolers are practicing. 2, on the collegiate level, this is like what you're doing more often than anything else. And then my last thing is if you can really master this in a game of life, I think that you have learned to think more critically. And that will help you. As in like when you're talking to different people, you'll be able to evaluate their argument and say like, hey, this actually doesn't make sense to me, okay? And so that's what you guys will get out of this. So rhetorical analysis, and maybe these are like sort of fancy words or different. Can everybody say this word with me? It's called rhetoric. Can you say it with me? Rhetoric. Rhetoric is simply the art of persuasion. Good, and I have already instantly almost everybody taking notes. So rhetoric just means the art of persuasion. The word analysis comes in. Analysis is simply examining how is an author getting you to believe what they want you to believe. Guys, sorry that's a little bit, I guess you guys like you're in the back, so feel free to stand up if you need to. But analysis is how is a person getting you to believe what they want you to believe. Again, so rhetorical analysis, I'm just breaking it down, rhetoric and then analysis. Rhetoric is simply the art of persuasion. If you're a good rhetorician or a good rhetor, you are very, very persuasive. Is anybody in this class who's like, hey, this person is kind of a persuasive character? Anybody up there? Sort of like, you guys are saying, is this the persuader guy here? Like, he can get everybody to jump off a cliff, but he won't go over it?
He can push us off a cliff, that's what he does.
And then the next thing, guys, here, is like the analysis portion is just figuring out how are people getting you to believe what they want you to believe. And again, I'm going to give you a very practical example here. Give me a thumbs up if you're taking all the notes. Okay, I have about maybe 2 more thumbs that I'm waiting on. Okay, I think we're good to go. So everybody can place their pencils down and keep your attention up this way. I am going to tell you a short story, okay? Somebody get the light for me. So there's little Mr. Brown right here, right? This was me in the little pool. That's my brother. There's me right there, little Mr. Brown, okay? So here's the point. When I was about this age, Game Boy Color came out. Does anybody remember Game Boy Color? Yes, you guys remember Game Boy Color. Very, very cool. So let me tell you what's happening. So this was me about that age, right? And Game Boy Color comes out, I see the commercial, and absolutely everything in me wants this Game Boy. Like, I need it, I want it, like my friends have them, and the only thing that I asked for Christmas, I got the A's, and the only thing that I wanted for Christmas is just, Mom, please give me a Game Boy, okay? And so, one tradition in our family is that on Christmas Eve, they let you open just one gift, right? And so, I'm searching for which one I think is the Game Boy, right? And it's a little, I open it, and it seems like the perfect size for a Game Boy, and I open it, and it's a little locker of gummy bears, you know? So it wasn't a Game Boy. And long story short, on Christmas Day, I didn't get the Game Boy, and so, I was terrified, I am crying, I am depressed, why am I Game Boy, you know? And so, where does rhetorical analysis come into play? Rhetorical analysis will help us figure out why Mr. Brown wanted the Game Boy so bad. So again, at one point I was a happy, fine kid. You know, there was no, I was not missing anything in my life. I was fine. I see this commercial and now I am depressed, lonely, crying. I'm going to be a failure in life. And so analysis, right, is how in the world, what did that commercial do to Mr. Brown to make him want this Game Boy? Does everybody understand what I mean by analysis now? Yeah. It's not so much saying, what is the commercial about? As much as it is saying, how did this commercial accomplish this goal, right? And so to be honest, guys, when I first thought about what would I teach to this class, you know? I need to teach something, in my mind I'm thinking, let me teach something easier. And Ms. Garcia tells me that you guys are 92% of you guys have passed your test, 30% of you guys are commended in that area. And I figure that these guys, if there's one group of students that will be able to handle it, it's this group in front of me, okay? So you may find this difficult. This is the exact stuff I'm teaching the 11th grade level, but somehow I believe that every person in this room is capable of learning it. And I think you guys are already distinguishing this is summary and this is analysis, right? As in this is how they're getting me to believe what they want me to believe. So you guys can pick back up with the notes now. So anytime an author or writer or Game Boy Nintendo person wants you to believe something, they have 3 basic tools. Is that okay? Yeah. They have 3 basic tools. You guys are familiar with this from what I'm understanding. They're going to write this right at the 3 bullet points here. They have 3 basic tools that they use to help you, help convince a person. The first one is logos, the next being ethos, and then finally pathos. So again, how does the Nintendo commercial get me to believe what they want me to believe? How do they get me to want the Game Boy so bad? Yeah, 3 basic tools. No matter what they're doing, it comes down to these 3 basic devices, okay? So I want you to be able to write those down. You guys already, from what I'm understanding, how familiar are you guys with sort of ethos, logos, and pathos? Give me a thumbs up. It's I know everything there is to know. Middle, if it's okay, so I'm seeing some middles and ups. This is good. So you guys already know roughly that ethos is just trust / credibility. Logos is the use of logic, and then pathos. This is where I want you guys to fill in the blank though, actually, okay? So ethos, if a person is largely using ethos, they try to convince an audience that the author is trustworthy because of their character, expertise, or experience. As in, I am an English teacher, I have a degree in English, I'm now pursuing a master's, and so I may say to you, the comma goes here, and I'm the English teacher, so you believe me, okay? Because I'm the English teacher, I have a degree. That would be me using my expertise or my experience. That would be me using my ethos to get me to believe you, okay? On the other hand, you guys may be experts at I don't know, what's something that you guys would know that I wouldn't?
Video games?
Video games, okay? Call of Duty, you guys Call of Dutyers? Is that what you guys play?
Yeah.
Okay. He might say to me listen, I don't care what you say, this is what happens after you pass the first level, period. I know this because I've been gaming for the last 24 hours, all day, every day, and this is what I do every weekend. And you know what I want to say? Maybe this guy has something that I don't. His expertise or his experience kind of gives him a little bit of leverage over me. The next thing is pathos, right? Pathos is just the use of emotions to convince somebody of something, right? And so if I came here and said, why don't you have your homework? He said, sir, my dog died last night, and just been having a rough time. And I feel so bad for you and this dog, right? You're trying to use pathos. But so that is one example of like pathos. And then like logic, the use of logic, just saying like this is reasonable or this is what this will lead to. Has anybody seen those direct TV commercials? Like anybody seen those direct TV commercials? It always starts with like the guy doesn't buy direct TV, right? And then like something like a score, like there's thunder outside and the thunder like hits the acorn falls on a person's head. And all of a sudden this guy dies all because like he does not have direct TV. You know? they're showing the stream of logic there. Yeah.
Or what about those dog commercials where it's all those helpless dogs?
So that's a good one, right? So you're talking about these PETA commercials, right? Where they show these dogs with scars on their face and like you just feel bad. Like what would that be an example of? Ethos, logos, or pathos?
Pathos.
Pathos, right? What are they hoping to do here?
Evoke emotion.
Right, they're just trying to make you feel kind of like sad for these dogs and so you guys are already getting this with me, okay? The next thing that I want to move to is just kind of practicing doing what you guys are already naturally started to engage in, okay? So we're going to work with the whiteboards, and my first step here is just to get you guys to be able to distinguish for yourselves, ethos, logos, and pathos. So for now, if you can reach under your boards, grab those whiteboards and the markers and the eraser. Please don't open anything yet, just have it on your desk. And as we're using whiteboards, I have 4 whiteboard rules, okay? Rule number 1 is to write only what I ask you to write. So can everybody say this with me? Only write what I ask you to write. So if I say draw a squirrel and you draw a horse, I'm going to say you're violating rule number 1, okay? Rule number 2 is this always happens. Like some student starts to write and then it's all dried out, and it's because they violated rule number 2. Rule number 2 is just to keep the cap on when you're not writing. Can everybody say this with me? Keep the cap on when you're not writing. Rule number 3 is when I say show me the board, you should show me the board. Okay, you guys are right. Okay, when I say show me the board, you guys should show me the board. It's like a game show, you know? Show me the board. All right, whatever. The last thing here, when I say like erase everything, take your erasers and erase everything. Is that fair enough?
Yeah.
Good. So just to get this out of your system, because I know everybody's like urging to like write something weird. Can everybody draw me a picture of their favorite animal? Take 30 seconds. Draw me a picture of their favorite animal.
I'm gonna draw.
Please do not draw Mr. Brown, guys. Just kidding. Okay. I see some creativity going on. I am a little confused about what's going on here, but okay. All right, guys, no matter where you are, take 10 more seconds. Hurry up and finish. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can everybody cap the pens? Cap it. Show me the board. Show me the board. Okay, so I have a tortoise here. Oh, this is some creativity going on. This is cool. Pretty much everybody wrote something better than I could. All right, take a look at each other's boards. Like, show your friends, yeah? That's a nice llama, by the way. Hey, what is this exactly? Okay. All right, so everybody erase the board. Everybody erase the board. I think somewhere between like middle school and like college, you lose all your creativity because I cannot draw as well as some of you guys just did. Okay, very well. Every pen is capped, every board, almost every board. I'm waiting for every board to be erased. And we have successfully completed one round of like whiteboard marker thingies, all right? I'm just gonna have everybody's attention back up this way. All right, so we're ready for actual practice now, okay? So this is just sort of a practice, the very first one. So my goal here is to read a statement, and I want you guys to write whether this is an example of using ethos, logos, or pathos. But before we begin, I think it's important to like review. So could you just take about 30 seconds and talk to the people at your table about what each one is, okay? This is ethos, this is logos, and then this is pathos. If you need to, look back at the notes, okay? Take 30 seconds just to review those things at your table. You guys got this? How do you feel about it? Like, what is pathos, by the way? I'm not really sure. Okay, all right, cool. Can you give me an example? Like, can you give me an example of pathos?
By the way,
What type of commercials though? Help me out. So what type of commercial will you use pathos? Yes, that is a good example, right? You see all the kids like crying out. Give me 5 at this time. 5 means that your hand is up, your eyes are on me, and we are entirely quiet. This is a beautiful class, by the way. You guys are doing so well. All right, I think we're ready. So people are giving me, like, she told me, like, hey, the Africa, like, when they show those commercials, that's a good example of pathos. And I heard other people, like, talking through logic. You guys, I think you guys are getting this, okay? I think you guys are getting this. This is the true test, though. This is us practicing. So as a doctor, I'm qualified to tell you that this course of treatment will likely generate the best results. Again, as a doctor, I am qualified to tell you that this course of treatment will likely generate the best results. Can everybody write ethos, logos, or pathos, whatever one you think this applies to? And as a doctor, basically as a doctor, I know that this is the best type of treatment. All right, at this time, could everyone show me the board? And almost pretty unanimous. Everybody has ethos. All right, we're through with this. Could everybody erase it? Everybody erase it. All right, I hope that I'm not insulting your intelligence here, okay? But it seems like everybody got it 100% the first time. Could I have someone to read the next statement for me, somebody who can see it? Thank you.
I'm not just invested in this community. I love every building, every business, every hardworking member of this town.
Okay, guys, she says, I love it all. I'm not just a member, like, I love every aspect of this. What is this an example of? Ethos, logos, or pathos. This one might be a little bit trickier. All right, could everyone please show me the board? Oh my gosh, and we've done it again. People pathos. All right, cool. All right, everybody raise the boards at this time. If this keeps going too easy, I'm just going to kind of skip over it. It means you don't need to practice. You know, you guys keep getting too many right. Like, I'm not going to like spend too much time here, okay? Let's go to the next one. Could I have another reader? Thank you, sir.
My 3 decades of experience in public service and my tireless commitment to the people of this community make me the ideal candidate for your mayor.
Okay. Again, I don't want anybody talking. I want everybody writing. This table has done it. These people are thinking. I like to see people looking back at the notes. Some people are like, I'm not actually sure. They're looking back at the note. This is beautiful. So again, I'm just going to read it one more time, just in case you're still thinking about it. My 3 decades of experience in public service and my tireless commitment to the people of this community make me the ideal candidate for mayor. All right, could everyone please show me the board? Okay, I don't think you guys are being challenged at this point. All right, I want to do maybe 2 more practices, and nobody gets anything wrong. Like, we're ready for the next thing, okay? You have a beautiful reading voice, by the way. Thank you for reading. Could I have another person out there like who is willing to read? Thank you. Could you read the next one for me?
Our expertise in roofing contracting is evidenced not only by our 100 years in the business and our staff of qualified technicians, but in the decades of satisfied customers who have come to expect nothing but the best.
Okay, could you read it one more time for the people who are like just need to hear it a second time?
Okay. Our expertise in roofing contracting is evidenced not only by our 100 years in the business and outstaffed qualified technicians, but in the decades of satisfied customers who have come to expect nothing but the best.
Okay, thank you. So this technician here, this roofing technician says, I've been in the business for a long time. My people do quality work, and we have a good reputation. And what is he trying to leverage here? What is he using as he's trying to convince me of his argument? And I do want to see your weight, okay, it's just going out a little bit. I'll try to get you another marker. Okay, can everybody please show me the board? Show me the board. Okay, so my feeling here is that either you guys are like geniuses or I'm insulting your intelligence. I'm going to move on, okay, because it seems to me that you guys are like doing this well, okay? You want to still use the whiteboard, but it's going to be a bit more rigorous. In terms of completing, looking at our objective, can everybody go back to it and read it with me? What is our objective for today? By the end of class, can everybody back to the first page? So have you guys read it?
No.
Okay, so let's go back. Like, and this is important to me, okay? The reason why we're doing this, right? So I want you guys to go back and we're going to write the objective. That was something I should have had to do at the very beginning, anyways. So right at the very beginning. So by the end of class, I will be able to write a rhetorical analysis paragraph. The reason why I had you guys say it, the reason why I'm going back to say like let's write it at this point, is because I believe that if you've heard it, if you've seen it, if you can say it once or twice, somehow I think that somewhere in your heart, like it seeps in there, and you absolutely are embracing this, like you can do this by the end of our class together. And in terms of like how we're going to accomplish this, there's really three different. Can I erase this? You guys still bragging about your scores apparently, right? Like,
Duh.
so I'm going to erase this if that's okay. There's really three different steps. Step one, and somehow we blew right through this without much challenge here, is can you identify the different rhetorical appeals? Identify rhetorical appeals. You guys have done this, and somehow I think it wasn't really all that bad. Step two now is can you explain sort of like author's purpose? And I'll talk a little bit about like author's purpose in a little bit, and then the last and final step. Sorry that this apparently I picked a bad marker. Can you compose a paragraph? PH, there we go. All right. And then who did I steal this marker from? Cool, so thank you for your patience there. So again, so after you can do these three different things, you will successfully be able to write and identify the rhetorical appeals was like nothing to you guys. The next thing that we need to do is start thinking about like what is the implication or like why would an author choose to do something like this, right? I think at this point we're past the point where can you select it. Now we need to think about why the author does this and what type of impact does this have. Does that make sense? So can everybody just read the objective with me? I want you to read it right off your paper that you just wrote. By the end of this class, I will be able to write a rhetorical analysis paragraph. Okay, thank you. And again, why am I doing this? Because I think that it just kind of, it's a way of just kind of seeping into what's happening. Okay, so I had about 15 statements where I'm having you guys practice. We don't need this. Like this was I anticipated like a little struggle. You guys aren't really struggling, so I have to move on. Statement after statement. Okay, so here we are now. So next step here again, it's a three-step system here. The next thing that we need to be able to do is explain like the author's purpose. In other words, how does ethos or pathos logos, how is that impacting an audience? Okay. So I'm going to talk us through that. We're still going to be practicing on our whiteboards. Okay. So again. The impact of rhetorical devices on a specific audience. I want to walk you guys through an example first, okay? So before I have you guys do it, let me prove to you that I know how to do it. So this is the question here. Could I have someone read the question for us? Thank you. Or sorry I don't know names, unfortunately. So you read it for me once. Can you tell me your name?
Eladio.
Eladio. Would you mind reading the question for me?
Why does Kia Soul use these hip-hop hamsters to advertise?
Anybody remember the hamsters, right? They were like super cool, right? So the question, just for the sake of the example here, is like, why are they using the hamsters, right? So I need to think about the implications of this, right? And so as I'm thinking, this is what I came up with. I don't know if I'm right, but I think this makes sense to me. I said this statement here. Could I have a new reader read this statement for me? I'm just going to randomly pick this young lady. Would you mind reading my rationale for me?
Using these hip-hop hamsters will likely make the audience feel like the Kia Soul is something new, fresh, and driven by the youth.
So again, the hamsters are they're like hip hop, right? They like listen to music, they like play basketball, they're hip hop hamsters, you know? And so I thought, why is Kia Soul, who wants me to purchase a car, why the hamsters, right? And so I thought that they were trying to convince me that the Kia Soul, the car that they're sharing or that they're selling, is new, it's kind of fresh, it's hip. It's also something that the young people are driving, right? And so I need you guys to now think through the exact same rationale. So I'm going to show you an example here, and you guys are going to tell me why does the author do this, and how will this impact a particular audience. Does that make sense? Thumbs up if you're with me. Thumbs up if you're with me. Okay, I think that we are ready to go. So here's my first one, the first example here. Could I have another reader, maybe this young man, would you mind reading it for me?
Why does Feed the Children show pictures of children in such poor living conditions?
Okay, so again, the question is, why does Feed the Children show these people in such poor living conditions? This is the sentence then that I want everybody to use. These images of poor children will likely, and I want you to finish the statement for me. Again, I want you to fill out the entire statement for me. Again, if you can't see it in the back, I'm sorry, but let me read it for you once more. It says, these images of poor children will likely, then I want you to finish the example. So I'm asking you, like these Feed the Children, you guys have seen the commercials, they show these children in Africa that look so skinny and so poor, and there's so many of them. I'm asking you guys to think here and tell me, why do you think that is happening? So again, these images of poor children will likely, and I need you to finish the example. I see a lot of people using very advanced vocabulary. I see like it evokes. People are talking about the feelings that it evokes. I see some examples of like some people are writing pity. You guys are actually pretty together in this classroom. You guys are doing this. I think that in a game of life and conversation with people, you guys will start to think critically. Good, and once you're done, maybe go back to the riddle at the beginning. Like if you find yourself just kind of hanging out, like I don't know what to do. Go back to the riddle, see if you can figure it out from the first page. And if you do get it, don't say it out loud so like the other people can say the challenge. This is very, very good. This is very, very good. Literally every person in this classroom has covered up at least half the whiteboard at this time. Some people the full whiteboard. And if you're still writing, if you can take a few more seconds to finish up here. So what I need you guys to do next is, before we go over this as an entire class, I want you to talk about it amongst your group. So if everybody's written something, like I have proof of that because I've seen like every single person write. I want to give you guys 3 minutes just to share your example, okay? So the Feed the Children ad, like why have they done this, why are they authored, what type of, how will this impact an audience? Could you guys take 3 minutes and make sure that everybody just reads their whiteboard? And I'm going to cold call on each group, so like let me know what their best response was, okay? Let's take about 3 or 4 minutes just to do this.
These images make people feel bad. Second time. Application. Want to finish your homework? Don't communicate that with
What did you guys get? Did everybody share it? Where are we? Okay.
Convince people to want to help and donate their money to them.
What did you guys get? What did you write?
Yeah.
Very, very good. I actually want you to share that. What do you want? Call them through. Actually, maybe to learn. Okay, but he's ready for me. You want to read it. Okay. I'm calling you through. Here we go. That's a good one. About what? Which part? What does the commercial want them to do? You have to be specific. Right. So donate money to this campaign. And then I think it's very, very good. Have you guys shared it amongst each other already? Very, very good. Okay, so I'm going to have everyone's attention back up this way, meaning that your eyes are on me and we are entirely silent. This table is first. I have everybody from this table. Beautiful. Okay, so before we go over it, I just want to hear from every person in the group. This person has a really cool hat. So can everybody track this speaker and tell me what you wrote? Unfortunately, I don't know names, so I'm going to be like using characteristics here.
Okay. These images of children will most likely make the audience want to better those conditions because of the sorrow and empathy evoked through the images.
Wow, man, she might have beat me up. You know, like, it's pretty good. Can I really give her a round of applause? This is good. I would love to hear from this young lady with the George Washington shirt in this table. Get everybody to track this speaker. Good. This is beautiful. Thank you for your respect.
These images of poor children will likely affect the audience to feel pity for the children and will likely donate to the organization Rhetorical.
Good. Yeah, there's everybody's identified pathos, and everybody has said things like, they evoke some type of pity. Does anybody have anything that's a little bit different, maybe? I'm going to call on just one more person here, and whoever looks most nervous. Actually, nobody does look nervous, I really. I would like to hear from this young lady, though. Is that okay? Tell me your name.
Maria.
Maria? Okay, Maria, if you wouldn't mind reading what you wrote.
These images of poor children will likely convince people to help them by appealing to them by using emotion.
Good, good. Guys, the reason why this makes me so happy to see you guys thinking this critically is because it means that when you're looking at commercials and you're talking to people, you're going to be able to take a step back and say, like, wait, this is what they're trying to make me feel. And you're going to choose whether you get to feel that way or not, right? Like, don't be, like, blindsided by this image, okay? So everybody erase the boards at this time.
Garcia.
Yes, ma'am.
MJ Nunez.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Mr. Alves is leaving.
He's leaving?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye, Jay.
They don't listen.
Yeah. You watching at 11?
Yes. PTSD. All right, guys, we're back up again. So listen, why does Galaxy use LeBron in all their commercials? Again, I want you to say anything out loud at this point. Everybody go to the board. Everybody write on the board for me. I want you to explain to me why. Yes. I know you're still on the whiteboard at this point. Everybody's on the whiteboard. Oh, you're leaving.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your name?
Jay.
Jay? Everybody say bye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
Hey, Jay, you missed the 3-page homework that we were going to, like, you missed, no, I'm just joking. You should take the notes, yeah. Yes.
What's the galaxy?
What is a galaxy?
Choose.
What's the phone? Right? The galaxy, you guys are like, have better phones than me, right? So the Galaxy S5. So this is a sentence starter that I want you guys to use. Using LeBron and Galaxy commercials will likely, so again, the Galaxy is like, I have an old Galaxy, I don't know where mine is, I don't have it on me. There's been like 4 since then, but it's just a phone, you know? So why in the world would Galaxy use LeBron in commercials? I just want everybody quietly writing at this point. And this one may be a little trickier, but I think we can figure it out. Why would they use LeBron in a Galaxy commercial? As LeBron plays basketball, what does that have to do with a cell phone, you know? What are they trying to show? What are they trying to make you think about the Galaxy by using LeBron? This guy got dollar bill signs all over his. Good, what I like this time, I'm seeing a lot of people say a lot of different things, but they all really make sense to me so far. Can you say something? What do you say, credible? So, what do you like? So maybe you might say something like, that makes it seem like this is a really good comment. Why don't you say something more specific? Let me say credible. I don't know if that Good. And if you find yourself just kind of hanging out, I really do want you to go back to that first page. What do you think that box represents? I'm looking for the other people tying up who's writing the still right. And guys, we're not discussing it quite yet. Like you're either writing or working on the riddle at the bottom of the page. Okay, somebody's figured out the riddle at this point, I think. All right, everyone, it looks like that's written. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Let's take about 3 more minutes. Share amongst your group, and then we'll share out loud because I'll cold call each person, okay? We give everybody in the group an opportunity to like share what they wrote.
You can see like bronze.
Good. That's pretty solid.
By showing a famous athlete, they would want to
make us
Alright, can everybody give me 5 at this time? Meaning that your hand is up, your eyes are on me, and we are quiet. This table, these 2 tables have been my first so far good. I do have everyone's attention. I would like to hear from new people. So Galaxy, like, has anybody seen the commercials, right? Bronze always everything, so you always on the Galaxy, you know? Why are they using a Galaxy commercial? I would love for, tell me your name? Jerry. I love for Jerry to tell me, like, why does he need Jerry? My bad. I think it was the red jacket or something, or I'm crazy. I don't know. Everybody track Jerry. I'm giving your attention and respect. He tells you why Galaxy is using LeBron.
Using LeBron and Galaxy commercials most likely make people think that because LeBron has lots of money, this phone's for only the rich and the best type of people.
That's an interesting idea, right? I like that. Can everybody give him a round of applause? I don't know that I would have thought about that myself, but it's so right and it's so good. LeBron, for what it's worth, is like very, very rich, you know? If this guy's using a Galaxy, right, it must be a pretty good phone, you know? Maybe it's for the best out there, for the elite, like you said. That is a very, very good answer there. I would like to hear from anybody from this table. Somebody want to volunteer for me? Okay, this lady has been volunteering. Can you tell me your name? She said, like, tell me your name. What is it? Dulce. Like Pan Dulce. Alright, that's interesting. Alright, Dulce, can you tell me why, and everybody's tracking this speaker, can everybody tell me why LeBron is using, or the Galaxy using LeBron?
Using LeBron and Galaxy commercial. Okay, I'm sorry. Using LeBron and Galaxy commercials will likely enhance the audience to believe that if he's using it, then it should be a really good brand or trustworthy company. Since LeBron is rich and well known, therefore, if he's using a Galaxy using the phone, the brand is going to be considered the best.
Good. So similar to Jerry's, right? Not Cherry, Jerry. Some of Jerry's. Then could I have someone maybe from this region? Can I have a person just kind of volunteer from this region? Going once, going twice, so to the lady in the tie-dye shirt, okay? Can everybody try this? Can you tell me your name? Alejandra? Okay, can everybody try Alejandra? Maybe you can't quite see her, I just appreciate you giving her your attention and respect. Thank you. Good, and basketball players are cool, they're like, you know, athletic. All right, good, you guys are getting it. Do you guys need one more practice, or is it like, how do you feel? Like, how do you feel?
Cool idea.
Okay, let me do one more until everybody says, like, yes, sir, I love it, don't make me practice anymore, okay? When you say that, I will not make you practice anymore, okay? You say, yes, sir, I love it, like, don't make me practice, then I know, like, hey, you guys. So the Old Spice guys, you guys have seen this one, right? The Old Spice guys. All right, can I have somebody back there in this table read the question for me?
Why does
Thank you.
Why does Old Spice use a man on a white horse to advertise?
So you guys have seen this image, right? Where it's like so why in the world are you using this guy who apparently has no shirt on, ladies cover your eyes, you know? And he's on his white horse. Why in the world are they using this guy to advertise Old Spice? This is your sentence starter. Using a man on a white horse will likely, and again, you guys gotta really be creative here, because I don't even get this one. Why in the world? Like you're trying to sell me deodorant, yet you show me a picture of a guy on a white horse. What does that have to do with anything, okay?
I thought it was cologne.
So Old Spice, they do have they have a number of things, like body wash, spray, but I think it's mainly like the deodorant. They sell a lot of those different things. So everybody just quietly writing at this point, and again, I'm gonna really need your help here, because I don't know that I could have figured this one out. Why in the world, you're trying to sell me deodorant, yet you show me a picture with a guy with no shirt and he's on a horse? What does that have to do with anything? Why would Old Spice decide to do this? I want to go back to the image just in case you need to see it again. Then I have everybody at this table quietly writing. So as this young lady has gotten started. And just because this is different than high school, what time is your guys' class end?
10:30.
What time is it now? Anybody got the time?
10.
Okay, cool. We're doing okay. Good. Everybody at this point has something. If you guys figure this one out, you're as good or better than me, okay? Because I looked at this commercial and I said, what in the world does this guy have to do with deodorant, okay? I don't know that I figured it out. So I realized that, but a few of you guys are still writing. Can we take this next minute or two? I want you to share amongst your groups. Why is Old Spice doing this? Then after that, we will call out as a group.
Using
white horse.
But the thing is also it's mostly because Old Spice is mostly a male product, right? So I wonder why they use a Prince Charming anymore, you know?
Real man.
Say that again? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Trying to take on princess.
Alright, what do you guys want to go with?
If I go fast,
Okay.
They put a man on a white horse. Movies, you see a man on a horse, like as a hero or a real man. And then when he's going to be a real man.
We're Old Spice, man. You become Prince Charming. I think that's what they're trying to do. So even if you didn't get it right away, hopefully we're working this out, right? Alright, you guys are doing it. So could I have everybody's attention back up this way? That means your eyes are on me, and we are entirely quiet. I'm not going to cold call people this time. Does anybody want to quietly raise their hand and say, hey, Mr. Brown, I am willing to share. So I have two people that I've heard from. Let me go here. Actually, you four will all share. Okay, so let's start here. Before you actually start, you need everybody tracking the speaker. Everybody give them your respect. Thank you.
Using a man on a white horse will likely cause the intended audience to believe that Old Spice makes people seem attractive seeing as the man is shirtless and has the caption, smell like a man. Man.
Very, very good. Can everybody give a round of applause? Yes. Could I have from you, young man? What do you have?
Using a man on a white horse will likely make the audience feel like the product is unique like the commercials. Also, the man seems to be muscular, and if you use it, you could also be on a majestic horse while on the beach and be muscular.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
So somehow things like this will make you seem more attractive, basically, right? You raise building is the attractive man. Everybody gives a guy a round of applause. Let's put these ungenuine round of applause. You guys give me your applause. Okay, then we have
It was
the. Tell me your name again. Azul.
Blue.
That means blue, right?
Yes.
Okay, Azul. You said you prefer purple?
Blue.
Oh, okay. So did everybody give Azul their attention?
Okay. Using a man on a white horse will most likely give the impression of being different, new, and exotic, as well as giving a sense of extravagance since horses are costly. Not to mention that the setting is on a small island which seems to be personally owned, which would also be costly.
Cool. I'm gonna give Azul. I said that I wouldn't cold call anybody, but I thought this table was having such a wonderful conversation about this whole Prince Charming idea, you know. And I think it largely came from this guy, Jerry.
Yeah.
Not Cherry. I heard Cherry. I'm like, okay. Jerry, would you mind sharing? Is that okay? Guys, thank you for naturally striking the speaker. I'm missing one or two people.
Using a man on a white horse will most likely be because a man on a white horse represents a real man or a hero in movies, and wants to show that you can smell like a real man or image a real man.
Cool. So, in every movie, every Disney movie, some guy on a horse, right? And he said it'll make you a hero if you just wear this old spice. Everybody give Jerry. Alright, we have a choice here, guys. You either need more practice or I love this, Mr. Brown. I love this, Mr. Brown. So we're going to move on to our next thing. So you guys see this now, right? So my first step is, can you identify? You guys blew this out the water. My next step is, can you talk about the author's purposes and the impact that this will have on the audience? You guys have done this. My last step now is, can you actually put the pencil to the paper and write an actual paragraph? Because this is the big enchilada. This is the big countdown. All right. But everybody, you're erasing naturally. Most cops are on. I need you guys to put those back underneath your desk. And then this is where boys become men, or girls become women. This is the big thing. If you do this, we've done well in our lives. You will become successful. You will go to college. You will get that dream job. Okay. And then I need everybody to take their package slip over to the third page. There's actually a text that I wrote called Puppy Love. Okay, please don't laugh at this. All right, guys. I just wrote something for the sake of writing it. This does not represent my real life, okay? I just wrote it, okay? It's because I like to write. Okay, so it's called Puppy Love, and my name is Odell Brown, okay? So Puppy Love by Odell Brown. I can't leave her side. We're peas in a pod, a belt and buckle, shoes and laces. She is the peanuts of my jelly. I am SpongeBob, and she, my SquarePants. When her hand slips into mine, it's like two jellyfish clasping. I love the way she walks, and the way she smells, and the way she looks in jeans and jogging pants. Sometimes we play this game we all call 6 inches. If the gap between us is ever more than 6 inches, then one person has to plant a peck on the other's cheek. When she wears her bonbon lipstick, this can be very irritating. We slip around crowds like wet ills, making sure to never leave each other's side. My love is perfect and beautiful and generous and perfect. Frankly speaking, I'm a bit like a newborn puppy when she leaves in the morning. I scamper her up to the front door and watch her car pull away, only to spend the next 3 hours in the bathroom crying. It's gotten better since we got iPhones with FaceTime, but still, I go through 1 box of Kleenex every 2 weeks. So this is I feel bad for this guy. Again, I just wrote something, okay, guys? So the next thing is actually conducting now, a rhetorical now. So I just made up a text for the sake of giving us something to talk about, right? I have a text now, okay? We now have to figure out, what does Brown want his audience to believe, and how is he getting us to believe this, okay? That's why I've written my example here, dude. This is a rhetorical analysis example. You guys can just follow along with me. It says, in the article, Puppy Love, Odell Brown uses pathos to convince his audience that he dearly misses Miss Jones. I made up. Miss Jones is nobody, guys, okay? For example, Brown says, I scamper up to the front door and watch her car pull away, only to spend the next 3 hours in the bathroom crying. Brown writes this in hopes of getting his audience to relate to his love sickness. As a result, these words will likely make the audience feel sad, okay? So does everybody see now, the 4 boxes that I have? The second paragraph is my analysis. So what I need you guys to do is just to show me that you understand how each part fits in, and I need you to start filling in those blanks. So in, and the name of the article in this case is what, guys?
Puppy love.
Puppy love, right? Puppy love. This one happens to be written by the great Mr. Brown, all right? Like, because you guys put Odell Brown. That happens to be my name. So in puppy love, Odell Brown uses, and what did I say that I was using? Pathos. So everybody fill in the blanks. Pathos. 2, and then what is the purpose for this one, guys?
Audience that he dearly misses.
Yes, you guys got it. To convince the audience that he dearly misses Miss Jones, okay? So I've written this thing only to say, like, hey, I'm just trying to show you guys that I miss this Miss Jones character that doesn't exist, okay?
Sure.
Not in this school.
For example, and I want to, who's the author, guys?
Brown.
Happens to be Brown, so let's say Brown here. Brown says, and then what is the direct quote? I scamper up to the front door and watch her car pull away.
That's a little too much.
It's a little bit much. So you guys can just write it. So I scamper up the front door, ... I know that you guys know what's happening, okay? Just fill in the blank. It's kind of a small blank for what it is. Then, now we're on sentence 3 now, right? So Brown is the author. Does this in hopes of getting his audience to...
Feel his
love sickness.
Yes, feel his love sickness or relate to his love sickness. As a result, these words will likely, what do you guys get? As a result, these words will likely
Make
make his audience feel sad, right? So everybody just kind of fill it in very, very well. So this is me doing the work for you guys, right? I'm just kind of taking the text. Again, I just made it up, guys. Don't make fun of me when I leave this building. And you guys have this now. So we now flip over to the next text, okay? So this is a text called A Whisper of Age. So can everybody just mark this title? Because I don't want you to write down the entire thing. A Whisper of Age, that's the title here. Everybody just label it with the word title. A Whisper of Age, you just want to label it title. So what I want you guys to do now is you're going to take a second, you're going to read this article by yourself, and then after you've read it, you're going to use my example here to help you write your own rhetorical analysis, okay? Are you guys with me?
Yeah.
So what is, young lady, what is the first thing that we're going to do? What's the first thing you're going to do? You're going to read, what are you reading? A Whisper of Age. Are we reading this as a group or what?
No.
You're going to read it by yourself, right? After you read it by yourself, then what should you do? You should refer back to my example, right? Refer back to the analysis. And then right at the bottom here, you're going to write your very own rhetorical analysis. So could you guys actually flip over to the next page? So you're looking back in line, but this is where you're actually going to write yours, okay? I want to give you guys about 10 minutes to do this, and then I'll give you guys time to work this out amongst like your group, okay? So I want you guys to give it a shot on your own for about 10 minutes. And I'll give you about 3 minutes just to converse with the people in your group. Especially some people even marking the text for ethos, logos, or pathos where they see it, which is, I think, a very good practice. That's a good question. So, Azul just kind of addresses like what, like Azul said, can we use more than just one? Like if I see ethos and pathos or and logos, maybe can we use more than one? For the sake of practicing, I want to say that you guys just use one. But the truth is, all of these things could be happening in the exact same text. The fact that you're asking me that question proves to me that you have a pretty complex understanding of what's going on. But just for the sake of practice, I just want everybody just to select the one that they see as like the most prominent, the most. And this is the one that I see most easily. It looks like most people have already read the text. We've even made some annotations to the text. And we're referring back to the exemplar in some cases. Good, you guys are doing some thinking. I see people looking back at the text. I see people looking back at my exemplar. It looks like we have about 3 more minutes left. If you're on track, you have completed at least the first 2 sentences at this point. About 3 more minutes until class is over. Because I do want everybody to leave with like one good example, it looks like a lot of people are done. Could you take this time now? And I just want you to like share amongst each other like what you got. Specifically, if there's some area that you struggled in, as in like, if there's an area like, hey guys, I didn't know this one, I want you guys to use each other as a resource to make sure you've answered this completely. Again, all the information that you share.
Uses logos to show people die and how many are gonna die. For example, 2000 are dead or dying and 1 million more are infected. This is the hope of the audience sees growth change and how people are infected.
Okay. And by the way, you're not wrong. For the sake of like kind of going with something, it looks like seems like a majority of people are both of them.
You can't stop
What quote did you guys?
You know how to get it.
First, what was the purpose?
You know how to get it, right?
So let me kind of maybe get everybody in the group before you. These guys said 10:30, right? Okay, so can I have your attention for just 30 more seconds here? Can everybody give me 5? Your hand is up, your eyes on me, and we are entirely silent. I'm waiting on about 2 or 3 young people. Even if you're quiet, your hand is up. Thank you. Okay, so just because we gotta go through this rather quickly at this point. So guys, can I have one person by raising their hand and tell me what was the purpose? What was the purpose of this speech? Yes.
The purpose was to convince the island to
That's exactly it. If you don't have something, I want you to write that at this time. Just to convince the audience that HIV/AIDS is like it's serious and it's dangerous. It's dangerous. Very, very good. Most people I'm willing to bet either pick pathos or logos. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. How many people pick pathos? How many like pathos people out there? Okay, so most people in this class went with logos, right? So you chose one of the statistics that happened, yeah? What did you guys put potentially for sentence number 3? I'm gonna have one person by raising their hand show me what did you? I guess you're out. So let me. Has everybody made a solid attempt at this point? Yes? Could you take this time to ensure that your name is on the packet? Could you take this time to ensure that your name is on the packet? I will look at these. And guys, this may make you like really, really excited because I know how much you love these things, right? I'm going to give you just one more practice for homework. It's like a Justin Bieber quiz, you know? Yeah? So take this. I'll pick it up from you guys tomorrow if that's okay, right? On the way out the door, just I don't know you guys traditional, like how you guys do things in this classroom. Could you just kind of set it on this desk? And then I'm going to also give you these things now. Did you guys transition with the teacher? Or like, I'm not sure. So you guys walk over? Yeah. Okay.
Wait, so that's not homework?
No, so this is, for this class, I know it's kind of weird, but for Garcia's class, this specific class is going to do this.
Hey guys, so can we leave?
Oh, the riddle. Did anybody get the riddle?
Yeah.
Get up and go. That was it. Get up and go.
Get up and go, guys.
Alright guys, thank you so much.
Bruh, is she in here?
I didn't get one, sir.
Yeah. And then if you just, do you have this already? Yeah. Okay. So you want to set your work here. And if you didn't get the homework, I have it in my hand. Guys, thank you for a wonderful period together.
You're welcome.
The big 4 times in here.
The main word tells the paragraph for the other. I'm not having the whole page.
Shut up and get
You make a rhetorical passage.
Right.
I already finished a rhetorical passage.
You've already done? Why don't you just keep it for me for now and then turn it in tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh, yeah, Monday.
Oh yeah.
Monday, I guess. I don't know. In my mind, I can get this tomorrow.
Wait, that's still
you know?
recording? Oh, that's still recording.
Yeah, that's okay. Thank you. She's in my room actually. So if you want to go down to D114, I'll be able to find her.